Hi, I'm Karl van Gelder, broadcast analyst for Florida Southern Athletics, here with head coach of women's volleyball, Ashlee Crowder. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me here.
And with the season coming, everyone's always thinking about the schedule. You guys are starting it at home at the Jets Pizza Classic here in Lakeland, Florida. What's it like to be able to host a tournament and have all these teams come here and appreciate your home court?
Yeah, the first thing is just makes it comfortable. We've been practicing here for 10 days, and so we know our gym, we know our space, we can just be in the comfort of our own homes and here. And so being able to have teams come here, I always try to my best to host first weekend just to get the first game jitters, first weekend jitters out of the way, and be able to compete where we're comfortable. And so looking forward to that. And then got 3 really tough opponents coming in. I told my team this past week, I said, I'm either going to love myself after we play or be angry at myself. And I said, the answer is we're going to love ourselves because we're going to do well, but don't really have a match that we can just relax on. And so all 3 opponents will be tough and they better ready to play.
And that won't change much soon after, because you guys are then hitting the road, including facing off against the number 7 team in the country in your 6th match of the season. So what's going to go into getting them ready? You're at home and then get in an even more uncomfortable environment.
Yeah, I think we've been talking a bunch about mental toughness, and so and also visualization. And so I think if we can get them to visualize, you know, being successful but also failing, and getting comfortable with that, and then on top of that, we'll fly out next Thursday. We will have an hour practice when we land and get there, and so being able to at least get used to the environment down there at St. Mary's, and then we have 2 matches Friday and a very tough one Saturday, and so I mean, we play 10 matches throughout our conference on the road, so we just got to get comfortable being uncomfortable traveling. And then I also think there's always some fun camaraderie when we travel and do a flight trip together and, you know, see the town of San Antonio together. And so we'll have a nice dinner and hang out. So we'll get some bonding experience over it, hopefully some good wins while we're there as well.
And then not to exhaust talk about the schedule, but then you guys come back home, GSC, SSC crossover, and then conference play starts. And if anyone follows volleyball, which if they're watching this, they definitely do, you guys have a schedule where it's game after game after game. There's not too much rest for the weary. How are you going to keep them just rolling throughout that part of the season?
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about maintenance and recovery. Obviously, Coach Brian and Coach Kirk have been amazing resources, as well as our athletic trainers, and just rehabbing the body. They have been enjoying the cold plunge tub down in the Adams Performance Center, and so just taking care of their bodies, but also we're trying to find that happy medium of muscular endurance. We want to push them hard enough while training through practice, but also being smart and limiting their jumps, maybe overhead stuff with shoulders. And I think we've had the 3 scrimmages. We have one tonight, actually. That will be good to get them getting game-like reps outside of practice. And I think we have a bigger roster. We have 18 healthy right now. So we've got some more arms. So I think they've been able to limit and not overload during practice. But essentially, as we told all the new faces in our gym this year, when the first match starts on Friday night, it's pretty much go time, hopefully to the middle of December. And so they've just got to be ready to go mentally, physically, and emotionally. And
Coach, you mentioned the new faces, and there is a lot of new faces for this Mocs team that's had a lot of staples over the last 2 or 3 years with the amount of experience they've had. How are you hoping to continue to get this team as a cohesive unit with all this new change?
First team meeting preseason, kind of in our handbook, our biggest thing we're pushing this year is team. A big piece of that is just developing relationships. We have 7 new freshmen, 2 junior college transfers, and then I brought in last January a setter from New Haven, and also Nako, who's a libero that came from a junior college. So 11 new faces this fall. And I think just establishing relationships and getting to know each other, and the team's been great. Preseason always helps because we get 5 to 10 days before classes start to just focus on us. But yeah, I think teaching the new kids that this is college volleyball. You need to get ready for the physical part of it and just the stamina, and then getting the junior college kids kind of back up to speed and playing again and welcoming into our program, and then obviously our conference, because our conference is very tough.
And coaches, fans, athletes, everyone comes in the season with their own expectations. If you were to tell the people at home right now one thing to look forward to or to really think about as the season goes along, what would that be?
I think just everyone keeps saying young, but we are a very talented, athletic young group. And so if I can keep building them up emotionally and mentally and physically, and just kind of have that winning mentality that they all have had through their club and high school seasons, and just transfer it to almost a higher level, I think we're going to do really good. And we're taller, we're more physical along the net, and so I think just getting them, like I said, to the caliber of what college volleyball is. But I think we will surprise people, because I only have 1 senior. Morgan Word, she's been in the middle for us for a while, and so I look forward to her kind of running the show in the middle for us, but everyone else around her is either going to be freshman, sophomore, maybe a junior. So we're young, but I think we can be young and mighty. It's kind of our thing here. So.
And everything that goes into having a cohesive unit is everyone off the court sometimes too.
Yep.
Talk about some of the people or some of the individuals that have really helped support you guys.
Yeah, so because we have a larger roster, I think when we do the scrimmages or 6-on-6 in practice, we can plug and chug some of the pin hitters. And so Elizabeth McDonald is a transfer from Pasco Hernandez Junior College, and she's doing a good job on both right side and outside. So if we need anybody relief on either of those pins, they're doing really good. Layla is a freshman from Michigan. She is crazy athletic. She was a really big track jumper, and so we're using her jumping to our advantage, and I think just getting her ready to the speed of things, but she's high in the net, and she can kind of give us a middle option as well. Brielle Mullen is a freshman from Haggerty down the road who just played at a really high club level, and so she brings a lot of IQ and knowledge to the game as well.
And then Coach, last but not least, anything else you want to say before we close this?
Yeah, I just want to thank the alumni, and actually this year is a special season. It's the 50th season for history for Florida Southern Volleyball, so looking forward to a special one, and then home opening tournament this weekend. Anyone that wants to come by, 7 p.m. is our first match Friday night. We'd love all the support, and go Mocs. And you can stay up to date on everything Florida Southern women's volleyball on fcmocs.com, schedule, scores, everything in between. And like Coach Crowder said, make sure to pull up to the George Jenkins Fieldhouse to see all of their games at home. See you then.